Welcome back to Matt's Workbench, and it's back to the SE30 today. Hopefully we can finish this thing up, except for a little retro brighting. We're not going to do that in this video, because that's a lot of plastic. We're going to try to get it running on this. So we'll see how we can do, me floundering my way through setting up a SCSI to SD. Again, this is not a tutorial. This is not directions on how to do anything. If anything, this is directions how not to do something. So if you know what you're doing, you're just going to want to rip your eyeballs out. And if you don't know what you're doing, well, this is probably not going to help you at all. So this video is, well, it's just for nobody. But if you're interested in watching an idiot flounder along, come on! Alright, so we're making a Macintosh disk, yes, and we are using WinImage on Windows 98. And I'm trying to do, supposedly this is a bootable version of Lido, but it says for LC3. So I doubt that this is going to work. I know the SE30 can run System 7, maybe 0.56. Probably not this though. Aha! This is exactly what I thought. So this won't work, but maybe, just maybe, the fact that we got this far, maybe we can boot into the other system disk, pop that out, put this in, and see if we can get Lido to boot from there. So let's give that a shot. Kick that out. Okay. Put this in. Suck it in there. There's our happy Mac. Okay. Let's try this. We got the desktop up and running. That out. Now let's try the Lido disk. Suck it in there. This drive is not going to make it through the thing. Needs minor repairs. Sure, you know what? Go ahead. I got nothing to lose. I missed that little stop, that little wristwatch icon. I remember staring at that so long back when I was a kid. Alright, let's open up Lido. Hey, is this gonna work? I don't know. Maybe not. I think we have crashed. Well, poop. It was a good idea. Yeah, so I think what the problem is this disk is a 7.5 system disk. And so when you stick this in, even though we booted the Mac into 6.0.8, this disk keeps referencing back to the system files on the Lido disks. Maybe we can take the system files off of this disk and then try to launch it, so that, you know, we'll have to swap disks back and forth to get to the system files. Maybe it'll work. Okay, so we're back here on the Lido disk. We're back into 6.0.8. We're just gonna get rid of, see, I'll leave it, nope. Forgot how to use a Macintosh. We're gonna put that in the trash. Are you sure? Yeah. Goodbye, system. Okay, and now, just to be sure, let's empty the trash. Okay. The disk size changed. So now, let's try Lido. See what happens. I don't think it's gonna work. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, here we go. Yep. This is great. We're gonna have to do this 7 or 8 times, but it'll be fine. Great. My company name here. That didn't sound good. Alright, try it again. We've got to get that drive out of here. How many more times? What is this, 4? This is fantastic. Who needs a hard drive? 6. Man, that drive sounds rough. Just doing our thing. This is fine. This is fine. Unless we're just going to do this forever. But I do think at some point we're going to get to where we can actually use the software. See? Look, it's scanning. 800 megabyte hard disk. Look at that. Can we format it? What's easy setup? I don't know how to use Lido. Format. Let's do easy setup because it's easy. We'll destroy all data on this drive. Are you sure? Okay. Not a Macintosh disk, it says. Select an icon. Just give me the regular, you know? I don't need anything fancy. Configuring drive. This might work. Oh, here we go again. Now here's the thing. I could have cheated and just put a pre-made image onto that SD card. But this is the authentic disk swapping experience, you know? If you back in the day were too cheap to buy a Apple hard drive for your SE30, then your only other choice was to go through something like this. You know, maybe you were lucky and you had another, you know, external drive that you could hook up. But look at that. Mac volume. Can we just install System 6 now? I don't even know. I don't know if I want to. What do I do? Alright, we're going to. What if we mount it? That was a mistake, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Nope, we got a tone. Volume's mounted. Okay. Let's go ahead and quit. This should hopefully take us back. Get in there. To the System 6 disk. And let's just see if we can let's just go for it. We got our Mac volume down here. How far you think we're gonna get? I'm gonna say not very far. Just based on how this project has gone so far. I feel like we got this far before. Your Macintosh needs certain software to start up. On your software disk, easy install chooses the software Apple recommends. Customize if you're sure you want to override these recommendations. I'm pretty sure I don't. Oh no, we did not get this far before because now it's showing the Mac volume. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. If this works, I'm going to be so excited. Oh no, I haven't made the System Editions disc yet. Should I risk it and just overwrite Lido and put the System Editions on here? There it is. Alright, let's go make it. Alright, so it's time to make a System Editions disc. We got, let's see, we used green for Lido. Let's go pink for System Editions. What do you think? Using, ironically, Windows 98 on the old Compact Armada here, so we'll slide that in. Again, if you didn't see the last video, the reason we're using Windows 98 is because external floppy drives, and I'm thinking maybe floppy drives in general, just don't work that well on Windows 7 or Windows 10. So we went old school, and we're going to give it a shot. So, okay, we got System Editions right here. We're going to open that up. I'm still on day 2 of my trial. And we're going to go to disk. And we're going to format and write disk. And this is going to take a minute. So we'll go ahead and, just so you can see how we're rolling here. Yeah, so enjoy. This is nothing but sitting and listening to the sound of a floppy drive, clicking back and forth, humming along, writing those bits and bytes, and actually doing something. Like, you can hear the computer working, and it just makes you feel good that it's doing something and you're not, you know? So I'm gonna go do some laundry. And we're going to celebrate our, progress success so far with a nice Hams. This is America's classic right here. Is this a lager? An ale? I don't know. But shout out to my friend Matt, who turned me on to this for a affordable beverage. We did it! 21 minutes. We got it. Let's go see if we can finish it off. Closing files. Pinky. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited. So if this works, we can tuck that SCSI SD back in there. I want to actually, I need to get some pin headers so I can wire up this activity light. I would love to see that going before I put this all back together. But I don't want to rip something out, and there's nowhere around here that sells that stuff. What can I steal it from to not get completely ghetto about it all? Installation on Mac volume was successful. I thought that said unsuccessful for a second. It's gonna be no. If you're finished, click quit to leave the installer. If you want to do additional installations, click continue. No. So give me that. Give me the disk. Right? Do we need to restart? So, if we did it right, cut the power, bring her back up, and it should just go. All of our discs are right here. Those are good colors. And you can tell there's nothing in there, which now that we've done this, that floppy drive will probably never work again. Fingers crossed. Whoa, look at that. Whoa, that was, that was so fast. That was so fast. Look at this. Oh, man. We got a system folder and nothing. That is fantastic. I'm so happy. Okay, I want to get some pin headers on that so I can get my hard drive activity light going. We're gonna button this up, give it a good clean. I mean, it's obviously yellowed, but you know, like some of this stuff down here, I think I can get that cleaned up a little bit and get it looking okay. And then let's play with it. Alright, so I did go ahead and make sure that I took this out because it was going to bug me without that hard drive LED working, so I soldered in 2 real sketchy leads right there. And I just clipped off the 2 leads from a capacitor. And then, so the good news is it works, but you can't put it on this way. You see how this connector is angled? You have to put it on this way, which means that the wires run right into that. So, just like everything else, this is totally backwards, because once you get it in, this is upside down and facing towards the front of the Mac. So, kind of a pain in the butt. I know they can't design these things to work well on every single machine, so I do forgive them for that. And I mean, your connector here, yeah, that has to be on the back of the Mac, so I understand why it was done, but it's still annoying. So the good news is I'm going to go ahead and stick this on here. Hopefully it stays while I assemble it, and then put it in and maybe never have to touch it again. But I think we should also probably go ahead and let's take that floppy drive out and at least lube it up a little bit before it is just toast. Alright, so how do we get this buddy out? Floppy cable is an obvious one. Let's go there and okay. 2 screws here, which are on the bottom of the motherboard, or of the bracket, so the motherboard has to come out. That's great. I think I already took my Torx bits out, so we'll just set these over here. It's fine. Which means the power cable has to come out. That's great. I hate you. Great. Okay. Okay, let's get another look at it here real quick. Maybe the last time we have to take this board out. Maybe not. Probably not. Tyrone's still looking good. Okay, so we got 2 screws here, here, and here. Great. This'll be easy. Oh, for God's sake. God, were they trying to send this to the moon? Ready. Ah, come on. Let's go at it with this unit. That works better. Try using the right tools. Yeah. Well, you can tell those things had never been taken out before. Alright, this should just come out now. It should just, there we go. It's not that dirty, right? It's actually pretty disgusting. Alright, so let's set this down. We'll open her up and see if we can lube her up. Okie dokie. So we got an external enclosure here to take off. Should just be 4 screws. And then this can kind of slide out a little bit. So let's give that a shot. Okay. I mean, it's really dirty. So let's see what we can do. Now we're just going to hose the whole thing down with WD-40. No, I'm just kidding. What we are going to use, we're going to use some of this white lithium grease. Now, you don't want to put this on plastic, except, like, people are like, it corrodes it. I've had this in my N64 joysticks for years, and they're still fine. Someday they'll be disintegrated, but until then, it's fine. So what we're going to do, stay right there. Alright, let's check this bad boy out. See how it just kind of is like Alright, let's pop that out. Alright, watch that. It's gonna just settle down. It's gonna just like a little hovercraft. We're gonna see if we can speed that process up a little bit. Okay. Everything's put back together. Let's try it out. Oh, that's... Whoa! That's a lot better. Now, that's so much better. Okay, so, again, we could have gone further and taken this more apart. But this is fine, and there's gears in here. I do have a extra gear if this ever does strip out, but if it's not gonna go, then I'm just gonna leave it and deal with it when I have to. Get as much out of it as we can. So yeah, let's put this back in the enclosure. Actually, first we want to clean those heads off. I'll get some alcohol and do that and put it all back together, and then I think we're ready to put this thing to work. Alright, before we go much further, let's make sure we didn't break anything while we were working on this. Let's plug the neck board back in. You think? Alright, drive, power, floppy's plugged in. Plugged into the board, power's in the board, speaker's plugged in. I should work, okay. We're still in business. Alright, let's see if this drive works any better. Nice. Eject. I mean, it doesn't sound great, but she works. Alright, so let's put it together. Like all the way. Like put the case back on, the RF shield, everything. Oh god, that's disgusting. I thought that it was just yellowed, but that sure looks like some good old cigarette smoke to me. So here's the computer set up in the retro room right now. Got the Apple IIe, which works fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But it'd be fun to get the little SE30 set up on here. I've had the Apple IIe set up in here for a while. I want to be able to just kind of swap different computers out and have some fun in here. So let me get this ripped down, and we'll get the SE30 set up. I love it. Alright, let's do something useful with this thing. This is so cool. I got my hard drive activity light working again. That is fantastic. So, okay. I don't know if these will work. I've not tried these yet. This is Stuff It. Because most of the software that you can download, that sounds so much better, doesn't it? It comes on Stuff It archives. So let's see if we can install Stuff It. I don't know. Is 5.5 going to work? Maybe. I don't know. This is 6.0.2, I think is the system name. Now, is the screen supposed to be a little more, you know, tickle? I'm not for sure. I'm sure there's some tweaks. I mean, it's got good brightness. That's for sure. So I'm happy about that. Should we continue? I didn't see any text, did you? Save, print, cancel, continue. Let's continue. I don't know what we're doing at this point. This software requires install anyway? Sure. No. No, we do not have. Well, do we have 8 megabytes of RAM? I don't know. That's one thing I never checked. I don't know how much RAM is in this thing. Let's see. What is it? I don't know how to do this. About the Finder? Total memory, 1 megabyte. I'm not sure if that's a lot. System 6.0.8. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. Let's just try it one more time. Just for S and G's. Alright, well that was fun. But I am curious about this though, because I feel fairly confident I can find a version of Stuff It that works. This is Hole-in-One Golf, which unfortunately is going to have a Stuff It archive on it. I went through some real shady stuff to make this disc, which it shows that it actually did. So I downloaded the Stuff It archive for Hole-in-One, but I didn't have a disk image, so I got cider press and I made an HFS 1.4 meg disk image, added the Stuff It file to it, and then saved it as a .po something, and then converted it to a 2mg, and then forced it to open in WinImage, since 2mg is not a native file format for WinImage. So if this has Hole-in-One, yeah, it does. So I can't open this because I don't have Stuff It, but if I can get that on there, this is the game that I want to play. I love me some Hole-in-One Golf. 2 strikes. We're not out yet because I have a special. I have Microsoft Works with Quicken, Apple Macintosh Edition, and this is a heavy box. I got this when I stopped my computer reset a while back in November of last year, I think. So let's open this up. You know, software that came in boxes typically was mostly empty space. Not this bad boy. Look at this. That is awesome. That's fantastic. So, what do we got here? Stop. Wait. Stop. We got our software. See, Microsoft Works Startup Program, the Works Tour, and Quicken on a 400K disc. That's fantastic. What else we got in here? Let's just go through this real quick. We got our Microsoft software license card, which just says Works 2.0 bundle. Like, is that a license key? Important information. Read this first. Oh, the legal agreement. Product license information. Oh yeah, because we got Quicken.
We can order checks. Look at this. It's got the perforated. You could just put these in your printer. You need to write 400 checks. Honestly, this would be a pretty decent way to do that. I wonder if you can still order some of these checks. Easy steps to order. Look, it comes in its own self-addressed business reply mail envelope. Holy crap. We should see if we can get some Quicken checks. If I can, I will pay for these if they still make these. Let's see. Microsoft Works Quick Reference Guide for Apple Macintosh. Beautiful. Still in the shrink wrap. Using Microsoft Works. This is going to have like all the tips and tricks of the trade in here. That is, look, that's beautiful. I love software documentation. Like it's one of my things. And like I will probably open this up. I don't think I can just leave this sealed for all time because I need somebody in 72 pages to tell me how to run macros. That's fantastic. We've got the Microsoft Works lessons. How do we make that pie chart? I want to know, don't you? Look at this little like SimCity house graph thing. Commercial versus residential sales. We can do sales reports on this thing. And then, not in the shrink wrap. Is it because somebody, because this is already opened before I got it, is it because somebody took the Quicken manual out? Cash. You could use the same method for cash as for credit cards. However, most people don't want to take the time to categorize every cent of cash that they spend. And I am not that type of person either. Quicken, you are right about that. So, wonderful documentation. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty and see if we can actually get some software installed on this thing. That's a bit of a challenge in the year 2021. Getting software onto a SE30. Alright, you can stay there. So let's start with our startup disk, right? We're starting it up. I think this is intended to where if you didn't even have a hard drive, you could just go off of this. Yeah, because see, this has a system folder on it and everything. Let's open up the README. How do we install this? Application is busy or missing. I think we can we just copy the program disk onto the hard drive? Let's just try that. Just put the program disk in. We'll see if we can run it from the disk first. That seems the safest. Alright, Microsoft Works. This is gonna work. Yeah, I feel like installing software on these things is just not as complicated as modern operating systems make it think that it is. There's no like registry or any kind of database that the software has to reference back to. So, oh wait, I want caps locks. Organization, BG Willers. Don't forget to send your completed registration card to Microsoft. I didn't see that in there. Somebody else must have registered this. Someone else is getting our special benefits. Sounds nice. Look at this. Microsoft Works. Copyright 1990. Let's just start a new word processor file. All right. Hello, world. I will say one thing. This little CRT is super duper clear compared to like the other computers I have at the time, even my PCs that were like office oriented machines. Like the screen on this is super sharp, even though it's a small display. Super easy to read compared to like the 2GS, the Apple II. I mean, the Apple II would have been fairly old when the SE30 came out, but I assume that it still had the same screen as the original Macintosh. At least we were able to get a little... Oh, learn to type. That's great. Alright, let's save this guy. Yeah, it doesn't appear that we can make a new folder. Does that sound right? We're going to go ahead and save this as the first document. Save it. Okay. So let's see. And I've never used System 6, so I am not quite sure what it's capable of. Why is there a document called Works Desktop? How did that get there? Did we see anybody do that? We're going to find out what it is. Wait for the watch. Loading. So this thing started up really fast. Is that typical of these SE30s? Or is that because we have the SCSI to SD and that's faster than a typical hard drive? Okay, so this is the same thing that we had. Maybe the Works Desktop is just like it's this thing. And it just kind of restores you back to the last place that you were at. Okay, well, let's see if we can... Should we put applications in the system folder? Is there like an applications folder like there is on later Macintoshes? See, I don't know. We're just learning all of this together. I don't think that's a good place to stick it. Let's just make a new folder here called Microsoft Works. I don't like it there. I want it down there. And we're just going to take all of this and we're gonna wrap it up. Is that gonna take it off of there or is it gonna copy it? Yeah, it's copying. 12 files to be copying. Disk error. Well, that's gonna come back to haunt us. I mean, if these discs are from 1990, they're 30 years old. That's pretty optimistic. Alright, so what did we get in here? Works Help, Works Tools, Works Tutorial, but we did not get Microsoft Works in there. Are you going to do it? It's not going to do it. So I wonder what... Oh, but now it's there. I doubt this is going to work. Let's find out. Microsoft Works. No. Alright, so I need to figure out how to install software on, on the SE30. This is why I say these are not tutorial videos. It needs minor repairs. Ugh. Maybe this disk is just old. Fix it for me, baby. I mean, it said the repairs were minor. Not a big deal, right? Nothing to worry about. Desktop file couldn't be created on the disk Works program. Okay, all right. That's not good. Is it the drive, you think? That's Let's try a different disk here. Let's try Quicken. Quicken 1.5 seems to work. Maybe these are just too old. That is possible. I mean, these things do not last forever. Worst case, I should be able to, you know, hopefully archive.org or something find these versions and just burn them back onto the disks. Burn, like they're CDs. Quicken 1.5. Supply order form. Check design. Man, look at all this stuff. Start a new account. 1.5. New bank account name. Cash money. Create. Not enough space on this disk to create a new account. Oh, okay. Well, can we put it on the hard drive? New account. Drive. See, why can't I create a new directory? I'm not a big fan of that. Let's go into our hard disk here. We're going to make a new folder called Quicken. And let's see if we can just copy all of these bad boys into the Quicken folder. Disks can only be moved onto other disks. Okie dokie. How about all your files? Is this going to work? It's pretty interesting. This is a 400K disk, which is, for me, the smallest 3.5-inch floppy that I now own. I've got a lot of 800K disks, but I don't have any 400K disks except the Quicken disk, and I didn't look to see if these were 400K also. That could be another problem if these are... Yeah, that's going to be an issue, isn't it? I'll have to do this maybe on the 2GS, if I can get those images on there. I need to get my Performa back up and running, because then at least I could burn files to a CD, and I've got the CD drive and the floppy drive on the Performa. That would work. Alright, so let's see if we can run this now off of the local drive. Oh, look at that, so much faster. Now, create. Oh, look at that. I should do my checkbook on here. That would be fantastic. You can have all of your different budget categories in here. For home, for business, we're going to stick with home. Beginning balance, $445,827.32. We're doing pretty well for ourselves. Let's write some checks. Pay to the order of, let's go to Boss Daddy for rent. Let's just say $1,200. That's so cool. You can put the address, 3000 Landlord Lane in Big City, Texas. I don't know a Texas zip code. We're going to say 587997. Sure. Memo. Another rent check. Our date is 3/19 of 40. That's pretty. Let's see if we can do today's date. 3/20. I'm curious if it'll take the date or not. 21. Accept. Nope, look. We can't even do our bank account on here because it only takes dates up to 1999. We're totally hosed. Well, let's just go ahead and put that in. One of the final checks that we get to write out of Quicken. So there we go. $1,200. We got our running balance over here. The beginning balance. We can pull that check up and take a look at that. We could split this into different categories if we wanted to. So you could do maintenance. Oh, we could set up a new category. This is pretty, man, this would have been really slick back in the day. I gotta admit. I mean, I use YNAB. You need a budget for most of my accounting, personal accounting that I do now, but I would have been all about this if I was, this age in 1990. Very cool stuff. Alright, so we're going to quit that. We're going to try that Microsoft Works program disk one more time. That drive sounds so much better. It's still just a matter of moments before the next disc that it ejects is its last. Oh, it's thinking too hard about it. Minor repairs. Yeah, I think she's just too far gone. I think age has gotten to the old girl. The desktop file couldn't be created on the disk, on the Works disk program. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. So we got almost nothing done. The only program we could get installed was Quicken. But I'll play around with this. I'll try to get some fun stuff installed on here at some point. If you guys got some good ideas on ways for me to get some software on this, I could pull the SD card back out and throw some files on there, but that's cheating. That's cheating. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been super cool getting this thing going from not booting at all to kind of booting to getting the SD installed. I mean, this has just been a really, really fun project, and I'm looking forward to getting some more stuff installed on here so that I can sit on here. I love to write on these old things, and occasionally I'll play some games too, but I really like just journaling. And you know, I keep my private journal is scattered across about 12 different computer machines that are scattered across my house, so when my kids unearth them, if they want to put it all in chronological order, they're gonna have to figure this out. Security through obscurity. But hey, thank you so much for watching. This won't be the end of the SE30. I still do want to retro-bright this thing and go through some other stuff, so you'll see it back on the channel. That's a guarantee there. But like it if you liked it. If you didn't like it, you hate this video, make sure you downvote that so that I can cry myself to sleep at night. And if you like more computer stuff, let me know. I am happy to do more of that here on the channel, where I do all sorts of stuff from ATVs to vehicles. I'll take a crack at fixing just about anything, and as we see, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it kind of works. But hey, thanks for watching.